What's going on, you guys? This is Spade of the Baltmatrix coming at you, and today we are taking a look at MT-03 HyperNovae, or HyperNovae. This is from MakeToys, and this figure is exclusive to the MakeToys website. Getting a hold of this guy was not easy because, well, the darn website is completely in Japanese, but thank you, Google Translate, and folks on my Twitter feed, specifically one person in particular. I have to thank him quite a bit. So what I'm going to do here today is show you guys the figure, but first I want to show you everything that's in the box. The box itself is this really nice black and white box that's the typical color scheme of HyperNovae, or Nova Prime as we know him. Now he does have a couple of different forms, which I find very cool. First he has his truck form with trailer, then he's got this first kind of like Optimus Prime-ish mode, and then he's got a battle mode, and then he's got his full winged mode. So technically he has 4 different forms. We'll be showing you all of them today. So let's go ahead and open them up and see what is inside. I have not yet opened it because I wanted to do this on camera. So let's just get some scissors in here, open that up, and pull out the figure. All right, so we have the figure itself in its packaging, directions, and some silver stickers here, and then a big sheet. I'm not sure what this sheet is. And then we've got these orange pieces. So there is going to be some assembly required on this guy. We're going to have to take bits off and put them into his wings. And the wings are right here. So yeah, I'm going to have to break out these snips from my modeling kit to get this guy fully assembled. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that and bring you the full video review. Alright guys, now that I've got all those little orange bits installed, I can tell you that it does take about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and your thumbs are going to be in a ton of pain. Both of my thumbs here hurt like the dickens, and I'll show you why in a second. But first off, let's take a look at the vehicle mode. It is a tractor trailer, and it is a very nice looking tractor trailer, if not a little bit weird. I've never seen a tractor trailer that looks like this. It's very stylized, very Cybertronian. I mean, this is definitely an 18-wheeler, roughly, sort of. Anyway, it is a giant of a beast of a transformer. It's a heck of a lot of fun. I'll give you a size comparison here with another figure in a second, but I want you guys to get a good look at the overall size of this. Now, let's go ahead and do a size comparison. For a size comparison, today we are going to use Reveal the Shield G2 Laser Prime. There is a specific reason why I am doing this. That's because old Nova here is exactly the same as this figure. MakeToys ripped off this figure. This is a knockoff. I am not kidding. And you'll see why I'm saying that here in a few minutes. So the trailer does come off. It just pops right off. And lo and behold, you have pretty much the same figure. Figure here for Nova has a much different grille and front fender structure than Prime does. But they are exactly the same length, roughly, except for the extra grille and whatnot. And overall, they are pretty much the same. Exact same transformation for both of these figures. We'll show you that here in a second. But I really do like this. It kind of looks like an evil Ultra Magnus, if you will. I love the Energon look he's got in the front windshield. I love the air intakes are all stylized. And overall, it's a very good looking vehicle mode for a semi-truck. Though it does retain the same floppy problems that, well, this guy has. So, transformation-wise, if you've ever transformed Laser Prime, you know what we're in for here. We're going to start by taking the legs and kind of popping them apart just enough to pull out his weapon, which is this really nice gun, as opposed to a sword. Then flip over the sides here and flip them up to free up the hands. Come up to the front of the vehicle and split the front of the vehicle mode in half. And you kind of got to be a little bit careful because I don't want to break it. And these bits wipe out to the side. Now, obviously, the original Laser Prime figure does not have this. So when you flip those things out to the side, you can then free the arms up. You can just fold those guys back. Free the arms up and bring the shoulders down as far as you can. Then push the head up from the top of the canopy, and these little bits on the side get folded in, just like Laser Prime. Everything on this guy is super tight. Just a warning if you decide to pick it up for yourself. Bring it over, and just get it over, and then slide it straight down to get everything into place. Got some things in the way here. And just gotta make sure everything is out of the way so you don't get anything stuck. Once you've got the chest all the way down, just make sure the head is stable. Flip up these bits right here for his shoulders. And I like to collapse the front of the grills down and fold the front fenders forward. So unpeg them and just kind of fold them down and get them out of the way. And fold them up to form a backpack. Then the legs are exactly the same as a Laser Prime. So flip out the feet. Oh, and getting these orange bits into the insides of the feet was a pain unlike any other. And then we go to the most annoying part of the transformation, is flipping these tires around and into the insides of the legs. And this is by far the most frustrating part of the transformation, or at least for the cab section. Just get them flipped around, and sorry if you hear banging and whatnot, my wife is putting away the dishes. Now I've noticed that you kind of have to get these tires in a specific way, but there's no real way to or line the tires up specifically with the peg here in a exact way, but as you can see, you kind of have to guess. So we'll just get the arms situated and get him displayed. The robot mode is very neat looking, and I actually do like this robot mode a lot. He has some very good posability, and I just noticed I have one of the shoulders drooping. Let me fix that for you guys. He's a very interesting looking figure and very dynamic. I actually approve of the backpack he's got going on here, and he kind of reminds me of an evil Ultra Magnus. I mean, that's the way I think of him, is kind of an evil Ultra Magnus. I like the overall look of the figure, and it is very, very cool looking, as I have said, but there are some issues. He is a very painful figure, and I mean painful as in my fingers hurt. My fingers really hurt after transforming this guy. It's not a fun figure to transform because the plastics are very, very hard, and they don't feel like they have any give whatsoever, and that might be a good thing. Posability-wise, his head is on a ball joint that is extremely tight and does require quite a bit of force to move. His shoulders are on swivel joints, and then he's got a swivel on the inside of his armpit, and then the shoulder itself is on a series of swivels. Then a swivel right underneath that, and a 90-degree, or almost 90-degree bend at the elbow. I keep thinking that this is the way the arm is supposed to go. No, it isn't. It's supposed to be like this. Torso articulation, ratcheting joints in the hips, swivel right underneath that, and plastic ratchets at the knees, and then a swivel and a ball joint at the feet. One major problem that I have with this figure is the ratchet joints. They are too tight. Now, I understand why they need to be this tight because, well, quite frankly, when we get him into his hyper mode, they need to be that tight. Just trust me. But it's weird. They don't have a lot of clearance. Normally, when you just start moving a ratchet, it'll start to go click, 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 click. This one has a lot of distance between the ratchet points, and it becomes a problem when you try to transform him back into vehicle mode because you feel like you're going to break the leg and then it'll snap back into place to straighten out. The head sculpt is quite good. It is very nicely detailed. I wish there was a little bit more paint, but overall, a very nice head sculpt. And like I said, he definitely looks like an evil Prime. As you can tell, he shares a lot in common with G2 Laser Prime. transformation, basic vehicle mode. Yeah, he's got the backpack that Prime does not, but oh well. Same leg structures, almost exactly the same legs. The modeling is slightly different in key places, but overall, it's practically the same figure. Yeah, there are some changes, like I said, but it's not enough for me not to notice. All right, let's go ahead and get into the trailer. Now, the trailer does come apart quite a bit. First off, the entire inside of the trailer comes out like that. And this whole section, except for a few key parts, will become the backpack. The key parts being the rear bumper here. And then the other parts are these bits right here, which actually just kind of slide right off, or sort of slide right off. You kind of have to wiggle them off, like so, like that. And then you fold these bits up and they will peg into place. Now for the rest of the back of the trailer, fold the trailer hitch back and underneath the wheels. Take this piece back here and flip it back, and then unpeg the side wings. These will fold forward and then fold out to the sides like that. And then we can just kind of start fiddling with the wings as we see fit. And I like to bend them so that they are pointing forward and then flipping them out into place so they look like giant hands. Now, the part that took 45 minutes was inlaying all of these orange bits into the inside of the wings. And let me tell you, that was not easy. Painful is the better term for it. Very, very painful. The section that we pulled out of the middle of the trailer will actually form the feet and the guns. So these actually come apart like this. We're left with the centerpiece that folds out to become a really big cannon. And then these sections become the legs. So flip out the feet and then turn them 180 like that. Like so. And to tell which side goes where, the little square nubs that stick off the side you want to have those to the outside of the legs. And then we flip open these front compartments. Now, getting these onto the feet was a real pain until I figured out the trick. So first we're going to transform the legs. The directions do kind of show it, but not really. So retransform the legs and flip them up. And then to get the feet on, we actually need to kind of slide them in the front like this, and then turn them such that the wheel is in this spot right here. And then we'll push down, snap it in place, and then fold up the shin guard, and that snaps into place. So we'll do it again over here. Kind of just wiggle it into the front as best you can, and then rotate it around. Snap it into place once you've got everything lined up, and then snap the shin guard into place. And there we have his feet. Next up, we are going to take this rear bumper part, and this actually comes apart into 3 different bits. First off, crotch plate. Guess where that goes? Right like that. Now, one thing I didn't show you before is this little piece can slide up a little bit, but I choose to just leave it as is because you can just put it up like that, but it needs to be extended for the combine mode. Next up are the fists, and they just kind of slide into the existing hands. So, like so. And then remember those bits that we popped off of the the ends of the trailer mode? Well, these will snap into place, and you want to make sure that this yellow piece is pointing to the inside of the figure, and that'll tell you which arm it needs to snap onto. So that snaps onto the little 35 millimeter or 3.5 millimeter pegs that are on the back of his forearms, and then they just fold over and will snap into these little pegs right here. So you just kind of have to wiggle things around and get that slid onto the forearm. And then we'll do the same thing for the other side. And if you haven't guessed, this whole transformation, rather fiddly. A lot of moving parts, a lot of components to get in and out of the way. And there we have his forearms. And finally, the backpack, or the giant wing sections. So what we're going to do is take this part of the front Actually rotate that 90 degrees, like so. And then take this whole backpack section and fold it down as far as it'll go. And that's as far as it'll go, because the backpack section, or the wings, will actually attach to these points right here. And this is the most annoying, or one of the more annoying parts of the transformation, because getting this attached is a royal pain. It requires a bit of force. Getting this on, well, it's not exactly easy. All right, now that we got the wings on, which is really annoying, and that is going to break. I am sorry. That is going to snap eventually. It's time to put the chest plate on. And, oh, geez, look, yeah, the head's in the way. So what I end up doing is pop the head open, turn it to the side, push it back, and then bring the chest plate forward to get it into place, and then kind of push the head back down into its section. It's such a pain. Okay, now we got that snapped into place. Now we can play Let's Get Everything Lined Up. So we get the wings out and deployed correctly. And you can open the wings up so they kind of look like weird little finger guns. HyperNovae in robot mode is really cool looking. I will be the first to tell you that. Getting him into this mode is a royal pain, as you just saw. And once I've got him in this mode, I don't want to touch him. Because, one, hugely top heavy. Just incredibly top heavy. And the ratchets in his hips almost can't hold him. And two, he's just fiddly. But once you have him in a good pose, he looks awesome. I mean, he looks just badass right now. I will be the first to admit that. And I'm really glad that I was able to get a hold of him just because he looks so nifty. But like I said, getting him here is painful. My fingers hurt. And getting this backpack section attached is, as you saw, really kind of dangerous, in all honesty. I'm really afraid I'm going to break the stupid thing. And yeah, if I do that, then I'm 160 in the hole on that one. One thing I do like is both weapons can be easily stored on his backpack, as you can see. Also, as you can see, HyperNovae is a sizable increase over the original bulk of the figure, or the original size of the figure. Yep, you're getting just a lot more stuff added onto this guy. And overall, I do like him, but for a $160 figure, there should be a couple of things. A, I should not have to put in these stupid clear parts. That should be done for the money. B, there needs to be more paint apps, in all honesty. Yes, I get that HyperNovae or Nova Prime was mostly white, but I think there need to be a little bit more paint apps. And C, this figure is really expensive for what it is. I'll be honest, it's very expensive for what it is. But overall, I do like it, and I am glad I got a hold of it, even if he is super top heavy. So for the money, I would wait for him to come down in price a little bit. Get him on sale for $100 or $120. $160 is just too much to ask, especially in this economy right now. So guys, this has been Spade of the Baltmatrix for MakeToys MT-03 HyperNovae, or Nova-A. And I'll catch you next time. Spade of the Baltmatrix for Dope. I will break you. And for anybody wondering, yes, G2 Laser Prime from the Reveal the Shield line can fully integrate with these very components. The only thing that it can't do is wield the chest plate because there's too much distance between his little connector port and where the chest plate can reach. Also, the Hasbro figure is not strong enough to stand up on his own. So you kind of have to deploy the third leg or a stand of some sort just to get him to stand up. But overall, not too shabby.